You're checking out forthelatestonline.com. I'm on the phone today with singer-songwriter Jermaine Paul. Now, some of you already may be familiar with his work. He has written for and sang background vocals for artists such as Blackstreet, Brandy, Mary J. Blige, Kelly Price, and has even been the male vocalist on Alicia Keys' hit, Diary. How's it going, Jermaine?
Oh, it's cool, man. It's cool.
That's cool. I guess I'm going to sort of just jump right in it and ask you first, how did you get linked up, with Alicia Keys as a background singer and even being on her single Diary?
Oh, that's kind of crazy. I was rolling with a group named Focus, a band out in New York, and we were playing. We played like the BB Kings. They had like a R&B night.
Right.
I think it was like every Wednesday or Friday, I forget. But they had an R&B night, and we would go through and we would just like, blaze up the stage, man. These guys are really amazing. Focus, we just get together and blaze up the stage. And one night Alicia came out and she saw us performing, and I guess she liked what she heard, and then we had another performance maybe a week later at another spot at Joe's Pub in the city, and then the next R&B night after that, she was hosting, and she had me come up to do like a little improv too on stage, and it was really cool. I sang Fall Into Her, and it was really cool. There was another gentleman on the record before me, Stokely, who I admire and look up to. I mean, I think he's one of the greatest R&B vocals out right now, and even in the past. But he was on the record, and I kind of had to fill in for him. They asked me to fill in for him on an AOL recording.
Okay.
And I did that, and I mean, the rest is history. I mean, I did it and just kind of rolled into doing backgrounds with her, and then eventually recording on the song. It was kind of last minute. The record was about to come out, and I believe we were in Amsterdam on a promotional tour, and one time after rehearsal, she was like, come over to the studio, and I went, and I mean, I was excited as ever to be on it.
Cool. And let me ask you about you, in particular. What artists inspired you growing up?
Oh, wow. I mean, there's so many. Honestly, there's so many. I mean, there's artists that inspired my voice, and there's artists that inspired my writing, and there's other artists that inspired like the music that I like to hear around me. There's all different kinds. Vocally, I mean, I would have to say, the greats like Marvin Gaye, like Stevie Wonder, and like Otis Redding. I mean, those are like, to name a few, my favorite vocalists. And then musically, I mean, from James Taylor to the Motown sound, to the 80s vibe, like the swing mob sound. I really was a fan of the late 80s and the early 90s. I really liked that vibe.
Right, I can actually tell because I know I'm going to share something with you. I had went to a showcase for the I Am album, her last album, Alicia's album, and you did a little impromptu, performance before she came out on stage.
Right.
And I remember, like, you could tell you're musically, your taste is very eclectic. I could tell that by your performance. I mean, you're not just the R&B, you had a little bit of rock to you and everything. And I definitely like that about you. Definitely that.
I kind of like to keep it well-rounded. I mean, like, again, there's all different aspects to music. I had the vocal, and then the musical, and then the songwriting.
Right.
Right. And I try to build all of those.
Right. Okay. Well, let me ask you about your single, Airplane. I heard it. I'm going to be very honest with you, man. Like, you killed it vocally. Like, your vocals are crazy on that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Even to the ad-libbing and the riffing, I was like, wow, like, you singing it like it hurts. You know what I mean? I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to bring something that nobody else is doing.
Right.
I mean, at least no male vocalist is doing. And again, that's the type of singing that I kind of like. Along with other types, but that's with the first single. I wanted it to be real impactful. So like, even the song is, I would do anything. So I wanted to really have the lyrics come through my voice,
right?
And you know, make it sound like I would do anything. Like, I mean,
let me ask you, Jermaine, on the single Airplane, did you write on that as well?
Oh yeah. I wrote it along with my brother. My brother
Right.
Charles. Me and my brother Charles wrote that record.
Nice. And let me ask you this, you know, so far, you know, what is the material sounding like that you've been recording for the debut album?
Oh man, it's crazy. I'm so excited. It's crazy. I mean, it's something that you know, I don't want to give too much, but I mean, Airplane is just the beginning. It's just like, you know, Airplane. We always joke around. Me and my management, we always joke around that Airplane is the takeoff record.
Right.
But once we're in the air, oh my God, we got some music that we're gonna like kind of coast out to and just you know, ride through real
Right.
smooth, and then we got some turbulence also, you know.
Right. Okay. Well, since you're talking about that, let me ask you that then. You know, what kind of mark do you want to leave on the music industry as an artist?
Wow. I mean, I just really want to make songs that are impactful, songs that are saying meaningful and timeless lyrics. You know,
Right.
Something that somebody can walk away from and feel really great after hearing. You know, I don't want to just be the you know, the fair weathered R&B singer. You know,
Right.
And I mean, we write about love, and we write about loss, we write about life, and really just kind of wrap all those things up in an album. That's what you're going to be getting. You're going to be getting the real music,
Right.
real lyrics.
And I guess that you've already gotten your feet wet, so to speak, you know, in the industry with your writing and your production and your traveling and this and that. You know, what lessons have you learned, you know, so far from being in the business?
You know, I've learned the toughest lesson of them all, and that is, you know, belief, self-belief. You know, you gotta believe, you know, and you gotta keep moving, and
Right.
and sometimes you gotta give a little to get a little, and there's nothing wrong with giving. You know, sometimes you'll be surprised how much you get back when you give. You know, and I mean, with the industry the way it is, I feel like, you know, the sky's the limit.
Okay, I definitely hear you on that, man. You know, and as a way to close it out, you know, where can people check you out online? Where can they find you online?
They could definitely Twitter me at twitter.com, Jermaine Paul, at Jermaine Paul on Twitter, and they can check my MySpace, myspace.com, Jermaine Paul.
All right, man. Well, you're definitely on your way, man. 'Cause like I said, I heard the Airplane single just this morning. I was on my way and I was driving, and I'm listening to it. I'm like, wow. 'Cause I was going over your bio, and I'm like, well, damn, like, by the time the first hook came in, I'm like, wow, this dude is not playing. So definitely respect what you're doing, man. So definitely keep doing your thing. I appreciate your time, and I wish you the best.
Thank you so much, Mr. Youngblood. Be easy.
No problem.